Good evening, everyone. We're so excited that you've decided to join us on this lovely, hopefully cool Tuesday evening. My name is Jamie Rock. I'm the officer in charge of our Continuing and Professional Education Center. I'm going to be one of the co-hosts for our session this evening. And joining me, of course, is Mr. Donovan, who just introduced himself, but I'll ask him to reintroduce himself for our new guests joining on live from Facebook and YouTube. Donovan? So you're on mute, Donovan.
Oh, I don't know what happened. Technology. Right. Well, thank you, Jamie. I'm
Trouble of the trade. Trouble
Yes,
of the trade.
exactly. I'm elated to be here, and I am, looking forward to a wonderful session. As Miss Rock pointed out, I am your co-host for the afternoon. And sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Yeah, so we have a really cool agenda packed for you today. It's going to be all about our CPE programs and courses. And what CPE is essentially our continuing and professional education training. So that's all workshops, short courses, programs, anything that's shorter than a year, shorter than our degree programs. We know that within the Caribbean, these CPE courses help to advance us in our careers, helps us to gain more knowledge, especially relevant knowledge in our relevant job spaces. So we're so excited to share with you everything all about CPE here at the Open Campus, from how you can participate, the value of it, and how you can really take advantage of what we have to offer here at the Open Campus. Right, so I will just jump into the first presentation. And my presentation is not actually a presentation, it's just a few slides to really introduce you to what CPE is. So CPE, like I mentioned, is continuing and professional education. It's lifelong learning. It's short courses and programs that helps to add and build your professional development. Here at the Open Campus, we've created a CPE framework with our students in mind, knowing that you live full lives, you're working professionals, you have families, you have maybe more than one hustle. And so these courses and trainings are designed to accommodate your lifestyle, to accommodate your budget, to accommodate your schedules, and it's defined within two specific areas. So those two areas are continuing education and professional education. And the next slide is going to show you exactly what that means. So when you're focusing on continuing education, this looks at our more technical and vocational type training. Maybe you're interested in baking or woodwork. These are the types of training that focuses on that type of skill, but provides you a higher education, university certification in that area or field. When we're looking at continuing professional education, this focuses on the more a professional type of training. So for instance, looking at accounting, medicine, law, engineering, and seminars and workshops and courses and programs that are focused around these areas. Typically for these professional areas, there's a requirement that you'd have to complete a certain number of continuing education units in order to be relevant in your trade and to keep your license. And so our training in CPE, in professional education, provides you with that opportunity. And the next slide will tell you a little bit more about what continuing education units are. So CEUs, or continuing educations, are an international system of metric to capture the contact hours that students participate in any of our training. And it's amazing because it's an amazing value added to CPE training, because here at the university, we are accredited to offer continuing education units. So CEUs are defined by the International Association of Continuing Education and Training. And our university, we are proud to say that we are able to offer CEUs to each one of our certificates, whether that's a certificate of participation, whether it's a certificate of achievement, certificate of competence, we can offer CEUs, and CEUs are recognized globally. So if you participate, for instance, in a training that has 30 contact hours, you would earn 3 CEUs. And you can participate in training for as short as 10 contact hours and be awarded 1 CEU. So what's some of the value about the continuing and professional education training? Our next slide looks at that. The biggest value that we are so proud to boast is that the modality in which you can participate in our training is varied and it's vast. We offer online training, we offer face-to-face training, we offer blended training, and we offer high flex training. And what that means is that whatever your needs are, however you are able to participate in our training, if it's convenient for you to study online, if it's convenient for you to visit your nearest open campus country site and participate in a Saturday workshop, if you like the option of doing both, having the online synchronous sessions or face-to-face sessions, but accessing the resources online, that's also available. If you live in a country where a CPE course is offered at a site that's not close to you, maybe you're in Jamaica or you're in Belize or you're in Trinidad, and maybe you live in one of the rural areas where there is no open campus country site, you can still participate by joining via the conference online sessions that's provided by the open campus. So the ways that you can participate are endless, and they're provided to accommodate your busy and flexible lifestyle. Obviously, I mentioned our university is accredited to offer this type of training, which is recognized not just by our region, within our region, but globally. And that adds value because it allows you to not be limited to just the job market in your country and your territory, but to the job market wherever you want to apply in the world. And I think that's one of the greatest assets that you can have, where you're not limited to one specific thing or one specific area or a country. You can go wherever your heart desires. And I'll talk a little bit about verifiable credentials, but my colleague Alex Cumberbatch, who's going to talk about technology at the Open Campus, will speak a bit more about this. But we are proud to boast the fact that at our campus, we can offer verifiable credentials. And I know you've seen these before. If you've ever been on LinkedIn, if you've ever been on a professional webpage where businesses or consultants or professionals share the certificates that they've successfully completed in their training, or they've shared digital badges, these are the types of credentials that we can offer here at the University of the West Indies. And we are one of the few providers in the region that offer this type of credentials. So studying at the Open Campus is not just about getting your degree, it's not just about being getting a master's or a bachelor's, but also having the opportunity to engage in shorter training that can still add value to your professional career, your personal development, and really putting you on the world stage as a competitive professional. That's the end of my presentation today. If anyone has any questions, I'll pause here, and I'm happy to take any questions. You can drop them in the chat, drop them in the Facebook comment section or the YouTube comment sections, and we'll get to them at the end of the presentation, at the end of today's sessions. So that's it.
Wonderful, Jamie. I must say you touched something in terms of there's a demand now, especially here in Trinidad. I'm sure it's reflected across the region, where more and more persons are opting to do shorter courses, get in fast, get out fast kind of thing. And it enhances, it gives you personal enrichment, and it gives you professional enhancement as well. So we find a lot of professionals coming in to do some of these short courses, whether it's in mechanic, whether it's photography, whether it's events management and so forth. And persons are having side jobs. Especially with COVID, we have had a lot of opportunities presented for persons to do that. And also online, as you mentioned there, and then using verifiable credentials added to that. That's what Open Campus offers here. Wonderful.
Yeah, definitely. And not everybody has time to do a full degree. And sometimes you don't need the broad, comprehensive knowledge of a specific area. Sometimes you just need it to be able to manage an aspect of your role within your workplace, or aspect of if you have a small business. And so that's one of the additional benefits of taking short courses, is because they're relevant and they provide you with the capacity that you need in order to be better and improve at your job. So yeah, I think
and I just want to add that, just for those of you looking in, that we develop programs in the open and courses in the Open Campus based on the demands in the market. Definitely. Because what we find is a lot of persons are going more for skill sets, get a skill, get a trade. So as I said, it's not just as a main income earner, but a lot of persons now are having side jobs. And that is important, because that's a demand in the market now. And we are here to ensure that we listen to the demands and we respond accurately and on time. As Rothing says, online, on site, on demand.
Definitely.
So that said, we go on to our video and then we'll go on to our other presenters who will follow the video.
Sounds good. All right, so next up we have presenters from our Open Campus country site. Joining us is Mr. Ryan Bayer. He's our Deputy Director of the Open Campus Country Sites Division, but leading the session will be Ms. Leslie Crane Mitchell. She's the Head of Site at Open Campus St. Lucia, and she'll be providing you with some information on how you can participate wherever you are in the region. So I'd like to introduce at this stage, Leslie.
Thank you so much, Jamie, for your introduction. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here with you this evening. I am Leslie Crane Mitchell, head of the Open Campus St. Lucia site. Tonight, however, I'm here representing all of my colleagues across the OCS, or the Open Campus country sites. So what is this entity that we refer to as the Open Campus country sites? It is really a group of over 40 physical locations across the 17 countries of the region that support the UAE, stretching all the way from Trinidad down the south, far north up through the Bahamas and Bermuda, and of course, far west to the Cayman Islands and Belize. And you can think of us as a series of hubs, a network of small physical sites located across the islands. And the individual and collective purpose is to provide critical support for the open campus online environment. The OCS really provides a physical presence that is located just close enough for the majority of students to be able to access easily, which is the reason why in the larger countries you have several country sites. And it gives students a place to call home. It provides them with a series of support services and provides a nice warm and welcoming environment for students across the region. So the next slide will show that we provide at each of these sites basic support, administrative, technical support, library services, all which are crucial in terms of allowing the clear running of the programs. And it is all of this that makes the OCS the ideal hub from which to administer a wide range of continuing and professional education courses and programs. The sites allow for a mixed mode of delivery. It is these physical sites, for example, that allow our continuing and professional education courses to be offered face-to-face. It also allows us to offer a series of blended offerings. I think we need to go back to the previous slide, go back just one. Right. It allows us to offer face-to-face courses. Traditionally, we've had our evening courses to accommodate persons who are working. And of course, these days, we are online, and that allows us to host a wide variety and a mixture of blended programming as well. But most importantly, there is our ability to tailor our courses to suit the needs of the various individuals, institutions, and even to suit the needs of the various governments who have their own particular developmental needs. And so what is the process that allows the open campus countrysides to facilitate these CPE courses, which allows us to explore new subject areas, to learn new skills, to advance our careers, and of course, to increase, hopefully, your earning potential? The answer is best provided by exploring our recently upgraded website. And the process is simple. As the next slide shows, it is pretty simple. You simply have to go into our website, www.open.uwi.edu. And once you do so, you simply go onto our attractive and easy to navigate homepage. And I think that's going to be brought up for you to see in just a moment. There you go. And all you need to do once you're on that homepage is to scroll down and you stop right here where you see select an open campus location. And we'll just use St. Lucia as an example. And for all of the sites, there are similarities. You will be privy to the latest set of courses we have on offer. They will tell you very clearly what the start dates are, what the end dates are. They will let you know the times the courses run, the cost, duration, description, all of this information easily available at just 1 or 2 clicks for your information. Most importantly, they will allow you to go through the registration process. They'll provide you with information about registration. They'll also provide you with the various registration forms that will allow you to register, whether you do it via online modality, whether via email, or you come into the campus and we're always willing to help you and guide you through the process. You will also be able to, of course, see information regarding our admin staff, site contact information, crucial, will be provided to you. It's so nice to be able to put a face to some of the persons that you will, come into contact with via email or on the telephone or online at your local sites. So usually we let you see what your local administrative staff look like, so that if you meet them in town or at the supermarket, you're able to stop and have a chat with them and feel very comfortable. Also, other common things like our library opening hours and services are also offered. And so the next slide will invite you to visit our sites and provide you with the information, the link information for you to easily contact us, www.open.uwi.edu. And it will also provide, if you just go back, Kevin, let them see. Okay. So if you just stay here, www.open.uwi.edu/CPEC/continuing-professional-education. I've also provided a list, next slide, of the top CPE choices. And these are the ones that are most popular. We have hundreds of offerings, but these are obviously some which are providing value for money. Things like supervisory management and project management, which you're free to just walk in to do. Persons who may already have their degrees, may already even have a master's, but perhaps now you've been given additional responsibilities. And you now have a small team to manage, or you need to be able to know how to manage a project. You come into us and you tack that on to what you've already got. And just to end it, I think that there's perhaps no better testimonial than to hear from our students themselves and to hear from our satisfied customers. So with that, I let you listen to our students speaking about their experience of going through our CPE programs. I thank you.
The UWI Open Campus St. Lucia offers students the opportunity to advance in their personal and professional lives. Short-term continuing and professional education courses give students a permanent edge as they develop their skills.
Hi, I am Janik Louis. Recently, I completed my bachelor's in accounting, and more recently, I completed my certificate in project management. It was an excellent course in its delivery and the deliverer by Spool Alcindor. It will help me with my strategic goals and the way to set them. It will help me to organize events, also to enhance my communication and leadership skills. I would like to encourage every working professional to take up this course.
My name is Colleen. I completed the brand management course with UE Open Campus in 2018. A brand has many intricate pieces that need to come together to make a brand as a whole. I am a brand. The way that I speak, the way that I dress, the way that I present myself, it all entails being a brand and how you convey yourself to others.
I am Kinela Shalom, recent graduate of the UE Open Campus in Lucia. I completed my BSc in Management Studies Marketing in 2018, and thereafter I pursued the CPE course, Introduction to Digital Marketing. It was there that I gained more knowledge on how to market a business digitally, specifically through the use of social media. Through this class, I was able to set up a Facebook page for my dad, his business Charles Construction and Maintenance. The course was facilitated by Leslie Colimo, who taught us that content is king on social media, and I've been able to gain insight and knowledge on how to properly market a business through social media. So I would advise or encourage anyone to take on the opportunity of joining the UE Open Campus and pursue the CPE courses available.
Hi, my name is Linda Norville, and I recently pursued the Occupational Health and Safety program at UE Open Campus. And it's a program I think it's been quite elucidating. It helped open my mind to a lot of things. I think for one, the program has helped me as a student create an awareness within myself about the reality and the importance of personal health and safety, which in itself further impacts public health and safety. But more to that, I think I got a better grasp for the interdependence of our human activities and how it impacts our natural environment. That was really what opened my mind in the program. The program, I started it January of last year. It covered 4 modules, very in depth I think, for a certificate program. And I would really use the time now to implore persons to, if they get the opportunity, to attempt pursuing a program that it would only help. Since I've taken on this program, I have become the health and safety officer at my workplace, and it has helped me be a lot more aware of what's happening around in terms of assessing various activities, what people do, what they don't do, what they should and shouldn't do with regards to trying to keep our workplace as a safe environment. So if you haven't heard about the program as yet, or if you have and you don't know what it entails, I would advise that you take it on. It would only help make for a better person, and definitely by extension, if what you learn you practice it, make your environment and your surroundings a lot safer.
With cutting-edge and up-to-date courses such as quality management systems, project management, occupational health and safety, brand management, and digital marketing, and a cadre of competent facilitators with a wealth of knowledge in their respective fields, students have been able to use the information gained to start businesses, manage projects, create and sustain a brand, acquire formal training in health and safety, and use digital platforms for marketing purposes. Due to social distancing guidelines as a result of COVID-19, The UWI Open Campus St. Lucia quickly transitioned the CPE courses from face-to-face to online. The UWI Open Campus St. Lucia continues to meet the needs of St. Lucians as we pride ourselves on bringing the classroom wherever you are.
Thank you, Leslie. Beautiful presentation. And I'm just so happy. I always get goosebumps just listening to our past students. You know, I heard one young lady said, I am my brand, how I dress, how I speak, how I carry about myself. And that is crucial. And what you got from those learning experiences was from the St. Lucia site. And even the gentleman saying he would have gotten a promotion by doing one of those short courses. And that is testimony to what Jamie and I spoke about earlier in terms of persons are now coming into our short courses to better their lives, so whether it's personal enrichment or professional enhancement. And you know, you see that's testimony coming out of the St. Lucia site.
Definitely.
And I just wanted to, go on, Jamie.
I was going to say what adds to the magic is that our tutors are also locally based. So they have the experience of knowing what works locally, but also having the global expertise as well. So to ensure that what you are learning is not just relevant for where you are, but can be applied globally. Because, you know, if you're selling on Facebook, if you're selling on Instagram, your clients are not just based in your country, especially if you sell a service, if you offer products that are locally grown. So we love the fact that our tutors, our facilitators are sometimes UWI graduates as well, and local experts that can provide the relevant expertise and that can really relate to our students as well.
Right, and it's about blending the two. You're located locally, but your reach is global. And so therefore impact is global. I've always said this to students when I go to secondary schools to speak to them. If you post something on social media right now, it can go viral in like this. It can reach persons in, as we always say, Timbuktu. You're here in the back of Trinidad in Barrackpore or somewhere in deep south. You post something online in no time that goes viral, and that should show the level of impact that we all have, and that's what the UWI Open Campus provides. Yes, we're local in our respective jurisdictions, but as you see, we're regional. There's a St. Lucia site, there's a Trinidad site, and even in Trinidad, we have like 10 different locations where that's centers. You know, as Leslie mentioned before, you have Bahamas in the north, you have Cayman, you have Belize, you have Jamaica, you have Dominica, you have Barbados, you have Grenada, you have, oh my word, endless, St. Vincent, Grenada, endless. And I must say though, because I know we have talked a lot about the short courses, but I just need to mention that in Trinidad specifically, and I think in Jamaica as well, we have 1-year full-time programs and 2-year part-time programs that offer qualifications into a bachelor degree. I know, for example, in Trinidad here, some of our full-time programs like social work, psychology, business management, human resource management, right, provide matriculation into even the faculty of law. So I remember a lot of students in my class when I was doing law came from the UWI Open Campus, like, oh my God, these are persons I recruited, unbeknownst to me that would be in the same class, right? That should show the reach that we have here at the UWI Open Campus and the level of exposure we give to persons. You don't have to go to sixth form. You could come to us and we matriculate you in a year. Sixth form is 2 years. We're giving you 1 year. You move on smoothly, fast. You can start make money very fast. Well, sooner than you would have if you had gone to
sooner than later.
Right? Sooner than later, correct, exactly.
And I think that's a really good section and junction for us to segue into the next presentation by Dr. Monica Massino, because she's here to talk to us all about prior learning assessment, which is essentially what you were talking about, how you can matriculate into the university if you don't have maybe a degree, if you don't have what the typical university requires in order to participate in degree programs. So without further ado, we want to introduce Dr. Monica Massino to talk to you all about how you can enter the UWI using your prior learning. Dr. Monica?
Hi, you guys are a hard act to follow. Thank you for your introduction and good evening, everyone. I will be speaking to you this evening about accessing higher education or higher learning at the UWI Open Campus. So I hope you're able to keep up with me, get your notepads out. If not, feel free to jot your question in the chat box and we can respond to you when the presentations conclude. Next slide, please. So prior learning assessment. Prior learning assessment is the process by which an individual's learning is assessed and evaluated for the purpose of granting college credit or advanced standing towards a future education. PLA involves the identification, documentation, assessment, and recognition of competencies. These are skills, knowledge, and abilities that have been acquired through many means of formal and informal learning. This includes on-the-job experiences, corporate training, military training, volunteer experiences, and self-guided study. With PLA, someone with college-level learning acquired outside of the classroom can earn credit for that learning through a portfolio assessment. Next slide, please. So let's look at the levels of prior learning assessment in the Open Campus. We offer 3 levels. Prior learning assessment for matriculation, that is entry into the university or into the Open Campus. Prior learning assessment for matriculation covers the following subjects as English, principles of accounts, mathematics, principles of business, information technology, social studies, and integrated science. In my second box here, there's PLA for advanced placement. This means you've already been accepted into the university. You have that experiential learning and you want to get ahead of your studies. We offer PLA for advanced placement in programs such as the BSc Accounting, the BSc Banking and Finance, the BA Early Childhood and Family Studies, the BSc Management Studies, and this is inclusive of all of the specialties, the BS Youth Development, and Sports Leadership and Management. And lastly, you probably didn't know about this one, but that's coming back on stream for semester 2, PLA for Graduate Studies. We're offering that in pilot in 2 programs, the Doctorate of Educational Leadership and the MSc in Management Studies. Next slide, please. So let me talk to you more about how we access your prior learning through portfolios. Through matriculation, it's the PLPD 001 course. That's the first course here on our screen. This course is for persons who do not meet the admission requirements of the UE. Persons must have related prior learning in the subjects being offered for matriculation admission. Again, successful learning portfolio will allow persons entry into their program, into the Open Campus. Imagine that. You complete your certificate program and then you're moving on to higher education. The second box here is Portfolio Development Assessment course. That's the PLPD 0100, and that is for advanced placement. Remember, I said you're already accepted into the Open Campus. But again, you have that experiential learning where you want to leg up on your program. With this particular course, when you set for this course, you can gain credits. 7 level 1 courses put forward for 21 credits towards your degree program. Imagine the savings you will have. The next one, Portfolio Development Assessment course, and this is for that PLPD 6000 again, that is for our graduate studies. Prior learning assessment for graduate studies. It's only specific to the educational program, the Doctorate of Education and the MSc Management Studies. The only downside to that for some persons who want to get ahead, students are only limited to 2 courses at present. Next. Next slide. So I know all the information I've shared sounds really good, but we have to look at those requirements too. So for PLA for matriculation, the students must be at least 18 years of age, have at least 2 years post-CSEC or equivalent of that experience, and possess non-formal, informal, or short-term training. This is your MOOC courses, the trainings that your boss would offer for professional development. Even some of your training certificates that you would have taken through CPE. The next one is the PLA for advanced placement. You have been working at least 5 years plus, reached the age of 21, undertaken relevant training, workshops, again, all in your particular subject area, the program that you're interested in. Sounds easy, right? Now, when we get down to the PLA for graduate studies, the requirements are a little bit different. Though you have to be 21 years of age or past 21, 5 years plus experience, the requirements are you must have a master's level. This is for the MSc in Management Studies, an undergraduate degree, at least lower second class, or its equivalent for an approved tertiary institution. And the Doctorate of Educational Leadership. This is a general prerequisite for entry into the program would be a top master's degree in an appropriate field from the UE or another institution. Next slide. So the duration, I know this is going really fast. You sound really interesting. You know you're taking those notes. Let's talk about the course again. The duration of the course. This is in relation to the PLPD 001 course for matriculation, admission into the open campus, and for the PLPD 0100 course for advanced placement in an undergraduate degree program. The courses run 12 weeks in length and they're taught online. So no matter where you are, if you're traveling for business, you can still sit for your course and do your work. The course instructor guides students through the creation of a portfolio, and course assignments are used to create the student's learning portfolio. If the student needs additional time, you know, when that 12 weeks, when the semester ends, they're given an additional 6 weeks to complete their portfolio. Learning portfolios are assessed by subject matter content experts, and post-portfolio assessment fees are based on the number of courses assessed. You can always check out the PLA website for more information. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay, so again, I know you're eagerly waiting for me to give you more information. Let's talk about the steps to getting started with PLA. These are your steps for matriculation and advanced placement. You complete the PLA pre-advising e-form to assure you qualify for PLA. You would forward your detailed resume to the PLA unit for assessment. Step 3, the PLA unit will provide pre-advising to the student, meaning we're just not going to tell you, yes, your resume looks good. Yes, we're going to let you into the course. No, we work one-on-one with you, hand in hand. Step 4, the student is subsequently advised to apply or register for PLPD 001 or PLPD 0100. That is for either the matriculation or advanced placement course. With guidance of a course instructor, participants build their learning portfolios. And at step 6, the completed portfolio is assessed by subject matter content experts and the relevant credit is assigned. Next slide, please. So some of the benefits of PLA, and hopefully starting in semester 2 as well, as credit by examination, where you have your prior knowledge documented, validated, and recognized. And what I mean by that, we've had students who do not want to go on to a program. They're comfortable where they are, but they have years of experiential learning, what they've learned on the job, the learning they've done on their own. We can assess that learning for you. You gain university credit and you do not have to go on to your program, even though secretly we're hoping you do. You gain recognition for what you already know. You gain access to higher education. It builds your self-esteem and you grow in confidence. Imagine earning university credit from the UE. Imagine that. Continue to work and study towards reaching your educational goals. Earn credit for what you already know and study online from the comfort of your home or elsewhere if you're traveling on business. The benefits remain the same, but the possibilities are endless. Next slide, please. And before I end my information session here, I would like some recognition for, or to give you some information on recognition for a PLA advocate, Dr. Janita Long. Hundreds of open campus students have benefited from prior learning assessment since its inception and implementation within the open campus. The successes of prior learning assessment as offered by the open campus are largely due to the tireless work and advocacy of Dr. Long. Dr. Long was a steadfast advocate for PLA and worked tirelessly to ensure PLA had a voice in every corner of the open campus. Next slide. So thank you for the presentation. If you would like to send us an email, please you can reach us at pla@open.ue.edu. Please feel free to visit the PLA website, www.open.ue.edu/PLA. Next slide. Thank you. I look forward to hearing from you or even your questions in the chat.
Thank you so much, Monica. The presentation, of course, was exciting. It's a lot of information, but that just goes to show the vast amount of information about prior learning assessment and how you can really be a student at the University of the West Indies. Open Campus is available. So thank you so much for that comprehensive and exciting presentation. I'm really happy that Marcia dropped some more information in the chat. If you'd like to learn more about prior learning assessment, you can visit our website and the link is there for you to access. Donovan, wasn't that exciting? Wasn't that great?
Yes, it was. And she mentioned something. She said at the UWI Open Campus, the possibilities are long. I'd just like to say they're endless. And I just want to stick something inside of there. I could never be the marketing person and never mention that the University of the West Indies is ranked 1.5 in their top 1.5% of all the universities throughout the world.
Yeah.
So I just want to put that in there, that getting a certificate from the University of the West Indies,
the world
campus, right? You're on a global, you're on a global level there. That's what that is telling you. And you identify, when you have a certificate, you identify as a UWI alumni. And therefore that says something. I've been with the university since 2003 as a student, then a student, then a student again. And I work with the UWI Open Campus. I'm associated with almost all except, well, two now of the campuses, but all of them, three, including UWI Open Campus. And this is where I landed. And I've been working here for a number of years now. And I can tell you, this is my home. I want you to join and make this your home and become an alumni, well, a student first and an alumni of the University of the West Indies Open Campus. Yes.
Definitely. And you can find out all about that by visiting our website. The link is in the chat. And I think that gives us a nice segue into our next presenter. Who do we have up next, Donovan?
We have talking about technology and CPE. Of course, most of our programs are online, so that should help you a lot in terms of how best we can facilitate you while you're learning at the UWI Open Campus. So welcome, Alex.
Take it away, Alex.
Thank you very much, Donovan. Thank you very much, Jamie. And we will be continuing on a journey through CPE using technology. Now, as the slide comes up, I want to thank you for staying so long in this open session. But I want you to stay locked in because I'm going to share with you some technologies that we use, innovations that the university is using and piloting to modernize our teaching and learning. So we're going to be looking at accessible education. Now, one of our main pillars at Open Campus, at the university on a whole, is to provide education that is accessible. That is why we are in so many different islands, countries around the region, and persons even outside of the region can access many of our CPE courses. So our online learning and communication tools are accessible using personal computers, tablets, cell phones. You'll see that on the next slide. So it doesn't matter if you have an Android device, if you have a Apple device, even if you might find one of the newer BlackBerry devices, once it has an internet connection, once it has a browser, more modern browser, you can access the technology tools that are on offer here at the Open Campus. No, like we're talking about that CPE journey, and you would have heard it over and over and over mentioned on our website. So that is our first line of contact where it comes to technology. You already saw one aspect of different aspects of the website. And on the screen, you'll see again that you can go to www.open.ue.edu generally, or you can even go to /CPEC to access your countries, where you can click on those countries, and then you can click on online courses, and you can see a list of the courses that are currently being offered. On that website as well, you'll see information on how you can apply, and you'll also see information that you can use to contact different sites to ask questions on the cost of the CPE course, the more detailed content on the course, anything you'd like to ask, you can use the website. So that's our first line of contact. Now we're going to go from you applying to one of our courses. We're going to catapult you into being accepted to do one of our courses, and you've already received your student ID, you have already received your account, and the next thing you would really be doing is logging into our student portal. And this student portal gives you an access to many of our different tools. First one mentioned there is email. So yes, you do have access to your own personal Open Campus UE email that you can use to communicate with the other students, with your instructor, and also you receive updates on the CPE courses, on university as a whole, from marketing information that will benefit you as a student. Even information may come from the student guild, right? Once you log in to that student portal, you see an online payment gateway where you have access to make payments for your courses. You don't have to spend all of the gas money, when those prices are going up and up. You don't have to spend that gas money or the time to always have to go to the bank to make a payment or to the site to make a payment. You can make those payments using a credit card online in the comfort of your own home or on the beach, wherever you want to make that payment. You also would have heard a bit about our library services. I'm going to ask that we move on to the next slide, and the next slide, where you'll see a picture of our UE link. Now, many of our sites have libraries on site, but as a student of the Open Campus, you have access to a larger, wider range of online library services. You can access content from resources from Mona, from Cave Hill, from St. Augustine, from Five Islands as well. You have access. So if you're studying business management and you want more information, you can log in, you can go, you can search. Even if you want to search for anything else, environmental health, you have full access there as a UE Open Campus student, all right? Now, we mentioned what you're seeing now is the student portal as soon as you log in. And that is how beautiful it is. You're welcomed, and you then what you see next is the quick links that I'm telling you about. You'll see the learning exchange, you'll see email, and all you have to do is click on those to give you that access to it. On the next slide, you'll see the payment gateway. You'll see many other resources, also the UE link that I would have mentioned. And all that does is give you access to information as easily as possible. And that's what we try to do using our technologies. I'm going to move on so that you can see a snapshot of one of our courses. So this is what we call the learning exchange. And here is where you would have access to our courses. Now, it was mentioned that because of the pandemic, all of our courses had to go online. And this is where our students would have gathered, interacted with the instructor. They would have interacted with each other. They would have viewed PowerPoint presentations, their other documents. They would have done quizzes, upload assignments, all in this learning exchange. So this is an example of a course, project management cycle, that was funded by CDB. So while OCCS has or offers many courses on site, there are also other courses that we develop in partnership with other regional and international agencies, where they fund and sponsor the development and delivery of many courses, such as this one from CDB. There's another one, UNDP, in association with Frankfurt School. We call these special project courses. And then this one, and if you look close, you'll notice that some of this content is in what language? Spanish. We recently would have done a course. We're actually currently doing a couple of CPE courses, offering them online in multiple languages, Spanish, French, and English at the same time. So this is another innovation that we are piloting, that we are working on, so that in the future we can offer other courses in multiple languages as we go global, right? And of course, where do you meet? We meet in Zoom. So just as some of you are here in Zoom, our live meeting rooms are in Zoom. And you'll see on the next slide, you'll see a snapshot of a list of the sessions, all right? And you'll also see on the next slide, you'll also see that you can access your recordings right there within the learning exchange. So you'll go there to get access to your sessions. You'll go there to go back as far as possible so that you can review your recordings. Right? Now, with all of this technology, sometimes people can be a little overwhelmed, but we try our best to provide support services to you so that you can learn, or you learn on your own what to do, or you can ask someone a question for help. So on the next slide, you'll see a web help desk. If you're having any challenges, you can email our help desk at any time of the day, and they will respond to you. You'll see an image where it might be a little bit small, but you would receive your own personal ticket number so that we can keep track of you. You can keep track of your query to make sure that it is answered. Within the Learn Exchange, there are also self-guided orientation courses. There are self-guided tutorials similar to the one at the bottom right of your screen, where you can click on your own step-by-step to learn how to access your Zoom recordings, or how to do a quiz, how to upload an assignment. We have these self-guided tutorials that you can move on your own pace. And of course, there are the site technicians, and they have done a remarkable job in transitioning from, assisting in our face-to-face courses to our online courses. And of course, they will be managing both of them as we start going back out into and having face-to-face courses as well. Site technicians are valuable support. Now, finally, two things. I mentioned innovation. And on the next slide, you will see Eon Reality. And university has partnered with Eon to explore enhancing teaching and learning through augmented and virtual reality. So you will see on your screen a snapshot of a cell phone, and you'll see a computer motherboard starting to fragment. Now, using this technology, you can manipulate those 3D images. You can pull them out. You can learn more about the different images without opening up your own computer. So we are doing some training. We are starting to implement some of these technologies into our courses, still in some pilot phases. So listen out stay close to our website, our social media, so that when more courses come out with this kind of technology, you can be a part of it as well, which is just a layer on top of the already valuable technology tools that we are using now. Right? And on the final slide, Jamie would have mentioned at the beginning of the session, verifiable credentials. So on the next slide, you will see it's just a logo of verifiable credentials. And this is a secure digital way of issuing and receiving credentials. Jamie mentioned using badges. Some of you might have done the training on LinkedIn and received badges that you can share on your LinkedIn, you can share with your employers, etc. We also do secure PDF credentials so that you can share those as well. But also we are piloting verifiable credentials using blockchain technology. So blockchain technology is not just for cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. It is being more widely used to secure your credentials. And when we're talking about credentials, we're talking about, instead of having paper certificate, you have your credential issued to you on your mobile, on your computer, from the university directly to you, so that it is tamper-proof, so that it is safe, it is mobile, it is portable. I won't go any further. My time is up, but you can read more about it again on the website. So once again, www.open.ue.edu. You can go to /CPEC, and I believe you will 100% sure you will find a link there with verifiable credentials. You can find more information there. So that has been your journey through CPE using technology. And I'm going to hand back over to our lovely host.
Thank you so much, Alex. Y'all, I will tell you, that's the most I've ever heard Alex talk. But I'm so excited. I got so excited by his presentation because it really highlights the amazing work that we're doing here at the campus, especially using technology that's not being done or available in most other institutions across the region. So thank you so much, Alex, for this innovative and exciting presentation. It makes me really proud to be working here at the Open Campus and to have and to know that our university is just this world-class institution that offers all these amazing products. So thanks so much for that, Alex, and thanks for the energy that you brought as well. So yeah, that was pretty good.
yeah, Jamie, I must agree with you. I'm not a technology person. Let me just say that one time.
Really?
But yeah, no, I'm not. I might seem that way, but no, I'm not really. So I have to give kudos to Alex and the team for such a thorough presentation. Mm-hmm. And especially when you touch on the Eon reality, I know that's an ongoing project now, and I'm just waiting to see how that rolls out and how the student experience ties into that. And I'm just looking forward to that. So kudos, Alex and team. And as Jamie said, I'm also proud to know that this is what our university is doing. Your university, when you become a student of the UE Open Campus. So right, don't be envious of those who are already here. You can join us too and become part of that Open Campus reality. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, I'm excited for the questions. I don't know about you, Donovan, but I know that this session, I have a lot of questions just based on some of the information that I've heard that have opened my eyes to what we have here at the campus. So let's jump into the questions. Who do we have first?
Right. So someone had sent me a personal message asking about business management. And I think it was when I was talking about the matriculation process from doing business management into a bachelor degree without having to do CAPE. So I'd just like to emphasize that for that particular program, we offer business management as a 1-year full-time program and a 2-year part-time program here in Trinidad. You only require 5 CSEC passes, 1 to 3, doesn't matter. For the full-time, part-time, we take persons who have working experience. So even if you don't have prior academic qualifications, we can, as Monica would have talked about prior learning assessments, we assess you based on other qualifications that will go outside of the traditional qualification to get into that program. However, in order to, well, for the open campus, if you want to go into our programs, then you go further with the TLA. However, if you wish to go onto any of our sister campuses, you would need the 5 CSEC passes along with the certificate that you would get from us. So for those who want to go straight from CSEC and want to take a faster track to the bachelor degree program, you can come into the certificate program here at the open campus in Trinidad. So for sure, Trinidad offers those, yeah.
And if it's offered in Trinidad, it means that it can be offered to anyone anywhere in the region. So if you're based in Dominica and the course is being offered in Trinidad, you can be a virtual student and participate in the cohort that's taking place in Trinidad, as long as it's being offered online. And that's the beauty of having the open campus be the campus that serves you, because it doesn't matter where you are, as long as we are based in that territory. And even if you're based globally, we can serve you. So that's one of the benefits of being a part of the campus. And like was placed in the chat earlier, if you want to find out more about our programs, you can visit our website at open.ue.edu/CPEC, and it'll have a listing of all of the programs and courses that are available, CPE courses and programs that are available for you to participate in, whether that's management, whether that's counseling and social work, whether that's occupational therapy. Check out our website and it'll have the information that you're looking for. And if it's not on the website, there's also a contact information for any of the sites of the country that you're located in. So if you're in Bahamas, you can write to Bahamas at open.edu. If you're in Jamaica or if you're in Barbados, you can write to the name of your country at open.ua.edu. Yeah?
Yeah, and also check us out on our various social media pages as well in the respective jurisdictions for all of our upcoming offerings.
Yeah, we're here to serve you. We're here to answer your questions. Anything you can send us and we'll try to get you an answer. All right, next question. What do we have next? Let's see. All right. So Silvana is asking, once accepted, can you take more than one CEUs or course? Yeah, of course. As long as it's a CPE course, you can be enrolled in multiple offerings that are available at the open campus. Of course, it's up to you and what you think you can take on. If it's a shorter offering, maybe it's 20 contact hours, and then the other offering that you're interested in is another 20 or 40. You'd have to just consider what your schedule is like, how your work schedule, your life schedule, and it's up to you if you are willing to take that on as a CPE student. But definitely, you can participate in more than one CPE courses at the same time. You can even actually participate in a degree program and a CPE program at the same time. It's up to you whether that's something you can take on. So there's flexibility there.
Right. And I also saw a question about counseling, to offer counseling and social work. So I will break this down. So we offer short courses in counseling, but for social work, we offer the 1-year full-time program and the 2-year part-time program. Those are the two those will give you qualification into the bachelor degree program, but the counseling and the short courses left, yeah, we have those as well. So we have counseling for, well, we have child psychology outside the counseling, and we have courses that deal for the elderly as well and for adolescents. So we have a range, but yeah, counseling, and then we have the psychology as well. So I just needed to put that part in because I think both of them go together.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, yeah.
Definitely. And even if you're not sure what area of counseling, if maybe you're not sure if you should be taking the intro or the advanced or a specific area, you can write to your site and they'll help to guide you on what would best suit your needs and your interest as a professional. So there's also that option available to you, the guidance on what specific area of counseling or social work that you can participate in. So yeah.
Correct, yeah.
All right, let's see if there are any more questions. I'm not seeing anything else in the chat. Are you seeing anything else on your end, Donovan?
No, not the chat, but I see something here. I'll have to turn my device in order to access. Sorry about that. You know, the technology works.
No worries, no worries.
Oh, I was also happy to see that Alex mentioned the various technologies we can use to access our online learning, including cell phone. Yes, it's
Yeah.
not just your tablet, it's not just your laptop, it's not just your desktop.
Yeah.
You can use your phone. So you can be on a bus somewhere in Jamaica, in a taxi somewhere in St. Lucia, on a boat somewhere in Bahamas, or chilling on the beach in Dominica or Grenada, and you have your earphone in and you're in a class chilling on the beach. Wow.
Yeah, and you can
listen back in my time.
I know, and you can listen to your recordings. All of the recordings for your sessions are stored on the Learning Exchange. So if you had to miss a class because you had to work or because something came up and you don't want to miss the really good content that was in your class, all of that would be provided to you via the Learning Exchange. So while you're taking care of your kids or cooking dinner, you can be listening to the recordings to make sure that you don't miss out on any of the knowledge, any of the learning. It can be made available to you synchronously and asynchronously.
Correct. And I'm seeing another one here from Petal asking about teaching of reading. Yes, for sure, we offer teaching of reading. Well, teaching and education. So we offer teaching of reading in Trinidad, I know for sure. And as Jamie pointed out before, what we offer in one jurisdiction, once the program is offered online, you will have access in your jurisdiction where it's not offered by that particular site, right? So we have teaching of reading. That's one that is offered over a 6 to 8 month period. We also have ECCE, which is Early Childhood Care and Education. We have the teacher, we have the one that is for the teachers, and that's 2-year part-time or 2-year full-time. That particular program gives you matriculation into the Faculty of Education and at the UWI St. Augustine campus, I know for sure, right? So that's an option. We are taking applications now for all of those programs I just mentioned. And someone would have also asked a question, I just need to fill it in here. Someone would have asked about guidance and counseling. Guidance and counseling fall within the same application period. So we're taking applications for guidance and counseling, ECCE, and for teaching of reading all the way down to August. The classes begin in September, right? But I would say from now to apply as soon as possible, all right? Get a foot in, get all the information up front, and you can contact our site here in Trinidad to get the information.
Yeah, and one of the really cool things about the UWI Open Campus is if there is a short course that you are really interested in, but it's not currently available, still let us know, because that helps us to know where the demand is and where we need to be agile and where we need to create short courses. So say, for instance, you have an interest in designing Bitcoin and we don't offer that course yet. Let your sites know so that we can get on that and develop those courses, develop that training so that you can have access to that locally and at an affordable cost. You have other platforms like Future Learn and Coursera, but those platforms and those courses could be very, very expensive and sometimes outside of our budget, especially in this economy. Offering our local programs and our local courses helps you to access quality, world-class education that can fit right within your budget. So let us know the courses and programs that you're interested in, and we will be sure to get those available to you.
Yes. And O'Neill would have asked about the application. I'm taking it, O'Neill, you're talking about the programs I just mentioned. So like guidance and counseling, ECC, teaching of reading. Yes. So if you go on the Trinidad section page of the Open Campus website, you could go to application procedure, and it will walk you through the required steps, including the link that will take you to the application page, and then it will walk you through the steps. And you might see, if you go on the website, it will ask for an application fee. Is not related to these programs, right? Application is free, doesn't get better than that, right? Someone asking if the ECC program is offered in Cayman. I'm not quite certain. Jamie could probably answer that. I'm not sure. If you could contact the site, but as Jamie said before, it's offered in Trinidad, and if it's offered online, which we're going to offer online come September, you can do it from Cayman. Yeah, definitely. Right here for Trinidad, right? Yeah.
Definitely. And also, like I mentioned, if you write to your site and there are other persons writing, they will run a cohort. As long as there are enough persons for cohorts to be run, the site will offer it. So yeah, so reach out to your Open Campus country site in Cayman, and they'll give you all the details that you need.
Yeah. And also what I found in the past as well, so even if a site does not have sufficient students to run a cohort, that site coordinator will contact another site that is offering the program and see if we could link, because we're one campus, different sites, but one campus, right? So we offer everything under the same umbrella. So we work together, right? So that's why, like Jamie is in Belize, I'm in Trinidad, Marcia is in Jamaica. Like, you know, we're all in different, I think Monica is in Barbados. Right. So you all might think we're in the same jurisdiction. No, we're all across the region, and that's how expansive the UE Open Campus is. So when you're a student, you have a fellow student, your peer is in another jurisdiction. I come together in the same class. Perfect.
You know, that's one of the really great things. When I was doing my master's with the Open Campus and I went to graduation and I met the other students from the various territories, it felt like we were always in the same space. Because
Beautiful.
we were constantly in communication, linking each other, complaining about assignments, complaining about deadlines, but really enjoying the experience. So even though you're miles apart and separated by the Caribbean Sea, it still feels like you're in it together as students of Open Campus. So that's one of the really cool things about being a UE Open Campus student as well.
Definitely. And I'd just like to make a little plug. Jamie said complain. Don't take that complaint to mean what happens in Open Campus, oh my God, our programs are any harder than anyone else. No, we all have challenges, every university, every program, and that's a good challenge. You need to have challenges because that's what builds character. If the thing is too easy, then it would not be an accredited institution, right?
Definitely.
We have to have that balance, right?
Our complaint is also that we don't want to do assessments. We're just being lazy.
I'm always complaining about assessment, especially exams. I'm not one on exam, but there are some persons who they love exams. I prefer assignments. I like to go and sit down all night and do assignments. Someone else, they prefer. But at the Open Campus, we have a mixed assessment mode, which we have assignments, we have exams. So you get the best of both worlds, you know?
Definitely. Alrighty, so I don't see any more questions in the chat. Again, just to reiterate, if you want to find out more about our courses and our programs, you can visit our website at open.ue.edu/programs or /CPEC. Visit our Facebook page because we're also always advertising there and we share the link there as well. So you can always access it via there. Anything else? Any last words, Donovan, before we start to wrap up?
I'd just like to say, even though these are not CPE programs, but still part of the UE Open Campus sets of programs that we offer, we have our postgraduate degrees, diplomas, and so forth. The deadline date is the 30th of June, so which is next week. So make sure that as soon as possible, you go and complete those applications. So these are persons who already have your first degrees and so forth, which to do a postgrad diploma, which to do a postgraduate degree, right? So this is persons after you already graduated, after you already completed a bachelor's, right? So go right ahead, apply, right? The service is just as brilliant, just as nice and wonderful. Same Open Campus.
Well, I don't think we could have ended off on a better note. Thanks so much for that reminder, Donovan. You want to make sure you get in those deadlines. And this recording is always going to be on our Facebook page. So if you miss something, feel free to go back and visit it so that you can catch all of the information, all of the good details that will allow you to be a UE Open Campus student and future UE Open Campus alumni.
Yes. So bye, everyone, and thanks again. It's always wonderful talking to our stakeholders right across the region. And I know we have some persons outside the region because we have persons in the diaspora who want to get back and want to still be a part of what we offer here. This university belongs to you. I always tell persons that it's called University of the West Indies. It's us. There's no other institution in the region that represents this brand or is as close to home as this brand. Grassroots. That's where it starts. Right?
It's you and it's we.
Exactly. You and we. Right.
It's we. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for joining. Be sure to access this recording via our Facebook page at Open Campus, on Facebook, on YouTube. Have a good evening. Thanks so much, Donovan, for being an exciting co-host.
Thank you, Jamie. I get my inspiration from you. No problem. Thank you, Jamie.
I'm getting the good vibes and the energy I'm feeding off of you too. So thanks so much, Donovan.
It's the Open Campus orange, Open Campus color. That's what it is.
It has to be bright like sunshine.
Of course. Light shining from the west.
Definitely.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone. Take care.